Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP from the Gold Saucer every Friday when judging begins on the Fashion Report minigame. This is week 319 and the theme this time is 20-Year Hunter, celebrating 20 years of Monster Hunter as a franchise. The clues this week reflect that, with 3 clues being Monster Hunt for your helm, body and feet, and Pirates in the Sky is the theme for your hands. In this video we've got a 100 score that may or may not be accessible to everybody in the game, and we also have the 80 with dies and the easiest 80 possible. So without further ado, let's get to that 100 score. For the 100 score, I went for the Rathalos helm, mail and greaves. This is your helm slot, your chest slot and your feast slot. These are all items acquired from the Great Hunt or the Great Hunt Extreme. You'll get scales from the Great Hunt, which you can exchange at a vendor in Kagane once you have that quest unlocked, and every time you deal damage to Rathalos and finish him off, you'll get yourself some scales. You can exchange these for gear. In a recent change, they made it so that the female and male attire can both be interchangeable between genders, so you don't have to worry about which one you pick up. Just bear in mind you will need a helm, a chest and some feet, which are respectively 8 scales for the chest piece, 4 scales for the helm and 4 scales for the feet in particular. All of those slots don't have any alternatives for the 100 this week. In fact, the only thing that's different is the gloves. And for the gloves, I went for the Tantalus cuffs. This is actually a 150-day veteran reward, obviously obtained from Jonathas in Old Grodania if we don't have that, and of course might not be something that everybody has access to. Alternatives to this hand slot should also include any of the Pirates of the Sky related items. This includes the normal Sky Pirates gauntlets, which include every role in the game, such as Sky Pirates gauntlets of fending, maiming, or of course we've got the gloves of striking, scouting, or we've got the gloves of aiming, and we also have the gloves of casting and healing. All of those should work, as well as the replica versions, which are actually unlocked from those particular jobs and roles and can be used by everyone in the game. Any of those should work for gold this week. And all in all, that's the 100 score. Not particularly good for new players who have not done Rathalos. I would strongly recommend doing it, however, especially for the augmented versions because they become dyeable. So definitely do that if you have access to Stormblood and of course have done the quest in Kagane, which I believe is also part of the free trial. However, this might be a little bit more tricky for you to do, so let's move on to the 80 with dies. For the 80 with dies then, as you can see here, we have some pretty high tier premium dies, unfortunately. Our full left side as well as having a full right side equipped, that is important. Make sure that if you are a new player for any of these, there isn't a slot missing. I have noticed on previous videos people say, I did what you said and I didn't get the 80. Well, that's basically where you went wrong. So in terms of the dies then, obviously we've got our helm, hands, legs and feet, all of that gunmetal black, which is fairly difficult for new players to get hold of. However, you can get this from the Firmament of Ishgard, obviously with Skybuilder scripts. We have pearl white on any chest in the game, and we also have midnight blue on any weapon in the game. Specifically, midnight blue is actually a vendor purchase dye. You can get this from any low-level area in the game, including your city-states. Nana Bay is a great NPC in Uldar in the Market District. Talk to her, you can get it for just over 200 gil for a pot of midnight blue. Dye any weapon in the game, and that will work for that slot. Honestly, this is pretty telling of what we can do to come up with an easy 80, but doesn't give us a lot of options. So when we're making an easy 80, we just have to bear in mind what the larger score of both the top dies would be and also what worked for the 100, and combining that information together, if we get ourselves 4 of the soot black dies, which is fairly accessible, I think most people will agree. Soot black dye is not too difficult to obtain, especially since it's through crafting and other means as well. We're going to combine that with any helm in the game, any obviously legs in the game, and any feet in the game. We're going to dye all of those soot black, and for our 4th soot black dye, we're actually going to combine that with either the Tantalus Cuffs, which is obviously your 150-day veteran reward, or of course, if you're a free trial player, you're going to have to come up with a way of getting Sky Pirates gloves or gauntlets. So obviously that could be fending, maiming, striking, scouting, or healing, casting, that sort of stuff, or the replica versions of those, which are actually also a little bit easier to craft, actually, which are unlocked to pretty much anybody in the game. They're no longer role restricted. Those are all crafted, obviously, so bear that in mind. You know, it might not be something that's heavily accessible to you, but that's the only way I can think about doing this. For free trial players, the best attitude I could approach you with is probably go and get the items from Rathalos, because it is included in the Stormblood expansion, which obviously your free trial goes up to level 70, includes Stormblood. And honestly, Rathalos is a fantastic fight. They really want you to do the Monster Hunter related crossover stuff for this, and it's a really good fight. It's one of my favorite crossovers and collaborations they've ever done. Even if you don't do the extreme version, the normal mode isn't too difficult. I would queue in for that. Definitely get your scales and get yourself the items. They look really good, in my opinion, and you're not locked between male or female anymore. You can wear what you want. But there you go. That's the options on the table for this week. Hopefully that was helpful. Make sure you put your personal buffs on, or your free company buffs, Jackpot 2, for example, to make the most out of your MGP and get yourself over 60,000 base MGP even without buffs. This should be the final week if you've done the previous two. 3 weeks in total should get you just enough, or just under enough, to get yourself the car mount if that's what you were going for. If not, wait till next week and you can get it guaranteed. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. A link in the description will take you to the Reddit thread where this is theorized each and every week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.